Hello, everyone. I hope as everyone has had a wonderful week since the last time we all got together. Well, I said last time that we were going to go back to our normal schedule, but it seems that that is not true. It's not the case. Because I found out today that today is apparently the 30th anniversary of the Legend of Zelda series. So, I mean, it's only appropriate that we play some Zelda. I mean, we kind of have to, right? It's kind of required. It's in the contract. I mean, you might not be aware of the Let's Player contract, but I believe it is in the fine print. Zelda must be played. Now, as for which Zelda we're doing, a lot of people saying CDI, but we've already played some of the CDI games, and I do want to go back to those. I do intend to head back to the island of Korodai someday. That's not necessarily tonight, though. As I was mentioning before the stream, I just felt like playing a Zelda game that I enjoyed a lot as a kid. And perhaps is a game that is... Hold on a moment. Alright, so I'm just having a thing happening where my controller's not working. Well, this was working before the stream. It is not now. That's unfortunate. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to see if I can get this working. So, while I'm doing this, let's just talk about, I don't know, other things, since technical difficulties are happening. Technical difficulties happening right now, live. Alright, I think it's working now. Yeah, okay. So, as I was saying, a Zelda game that I enjoyed playing as a kid, and it's not everyone's favorite, certainly. Even a lot of people say it's a bad game, and I don't know what they're talking about. They are crazy. They are crazy people with bad taste. Only my taste counts. Only my taste, it matters. And that's why tonight we're playing... Yes, it is Zelda 2. The Adventure of Link. It's one of those games, I really liked it as a kid, and, you know, at the time, everyone liked it. It was only years later that I realized that the general opinion was, oh, that game's bad. And I thought, what? No, it's good. Apparently it is the consensus that Zelda 2 is bad. So, we're playing some Zelda 2, because it's a really good game. It's really hard when you first start it, but, I think I should do okay. Let's reset, because you gotta see the intro. It's important to know what the introductory story is all about. Now, of course, Zelda 2, it was an attempt at trying to make something completely different from Zelda 1. With Zelda: A Link to the Past, they went back to the top-down formula that was in Zelda 1, because Zelda 2, I guess, they decided that they didn't want to go back to that. So Zelda 2, a very different entry into the franchise. It's also really weird. Just has a weird tone to it. And that story's coming up anytime now. I could probably increase the volume of the game. Alright, now if you didn't know, after Ganon was destroyed, Impel Link, a sleeping spell was cast on Princess Zelda, and she will wake only with the power of number 3 Triforce, sealed in a palace in Hyrule. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set out on his most adventuresome quest yet. So there it is. In the year of our Lord, 1987. Nintendo. So, this is going to be real adventuresome. Alright, so we're starting off at the beginning, and we're just going to see how far we get tonight, because it's a longer game than we're actually going to be able to complete in one night, but let's just see how far we get. So, here's Zelda. This is actually not the Zelda from Zelda 1. We rescued her in Zelda 1. It is the same Link, taking place some years after Zelda 1. This Zelda is a previous Zelda who was put into the sleeping spell a long, long time ago, so technically 2 Zeldas exist in this period of time. So I guess this was the first game to introduce the idea of multiple Zeldas. Where does this fall on the Zelda timeline? This actually takes place furthest along in the Zelda timeline than any other game. Like, if you want to see what happens in the world of Hyrule, like, this is the last one that happens. Which is kind of funny. And this is the Dark Timeline, where Link, in Ocarina of Time, fails his quest. This is that timeline. Welcome to Raur. I'm in the town of Raur. These are the inhabitants of Raur. We gotta do this. Parappa. It was going to... The Parappa Palace is gonna spit some mad rhymes when we get there. This is just something I do in real life. I have to think, what would Link do? If nothing else works, I'm gonna use fire. It's surprisingly effective in many circumstances that you will encounter. And only the hammer can destroy a roadblock. We all know this! I mean, sometimes, though, you just gotta brush people off when they come along and try to talk to you. You know, I don't know, I can't talk to you right now. I don't know anything about what you want. I gotta talk with her father. You see, it turns out... Hold on, we're gonna go in here. See, it turns out that this woman is keeping her father chained up in her basement, and we have to go talk... Yes, we have to go talk to him. He never gets let out, but sometimes visitors come by, and then he will bestow magic. Like this. Where are the CDI games on the timeline? You know, the Hyrule Historia does not acknowledge the CDI games. So, I guess that's still a mystery. I do not accept that they are not canon. They are definitely canon. It's just, where do they take place is the question. There's a kid here. He's gonna tell us something. Get candle. Go west. No time for proper grammar. Get candle and go west, Link. You gotta do it. The world is being destroyed. Oh, by the way, the plot line of this game is... I mean, it's not only the case that we need to wake up Zelda. It's also the case that Ganon was killed in Zelda 1, and his monsters, his minions, want to kill Link and pour his blood over Ganon's ashes, which will bring him back to life. And I really like that storyline. They should bring that back in a future game. Just like the inhabitants, the monsters in Hyrule want to do a human sacrifice of Link. That's their plan. Sometimes we just encounter, like, roadblocks like this. We have to jump over the pits. Watch out for the bubbles! The bubbles hurt. I mean, you might wonder why they just don't pop if we touch them. No, instead they hurt us. And we can't fall into the water, because Link cannot swim. He had no reason to learn. Anyway, here's Stonehenge. There's a heart container, but I want to kill this Garaya before I take the heart container. I got it. I like how all the music in this game sounds just slightly out of tune. It gives everything a real weird feeling. You might have noticed that we encounter battles on the overworld like it's an RPG. The blobs represent easy battles, and the humanoid figures represent difficult battles. Tumpelea is saying it's over-the-top vibrato on every instrument. Yes, it does sound like that. Here's a temple. We're going in. Deputy Dan says that he really wishes Link would put on some pants. Yes, Zelda 1 and 2 Link. No pants. he is pantsless. I don't remember if it was Link to the Past where he first started wearing pants. But Zelda 1 and 2, he definitely does not wear pants. I killed a skeleton, and now my life will go up. Now, if you're playing this game with strats, you might want to skip leveling up, because you might be able to get more useful levels like magic or attack earlier. I'm not bothering with that, however, I'm just going to level up whenever I can. Because if you do not, well, a problem can be is that if you lose all your lives and you continue, you will lose your experience points. So if you get a lot of points but don't use them to level up, it can be a problem, because you might lose them all if you die. Here's a bubble. I'm going to jump over it. Unlike Zelda 1, touching the bubbles does not restrict me from using my sword. It takes my magic. That's what they do. They hurt your health and they hurt your magic. The magic is not such a big deal right now, because the only spell I have is Shield. I don't really need that right now. Someone said the solution to the experience points thing is just not to die ever. It's true, that is a strat. Just don't die at any time ever. I'm gonna increase my magic. I leveled up my magic. Is the music messed up in the first Zelda? No, it doesn't sound like this in the first Zelda. These guys who walk forward and do nothing else, they're rather annoying because if they touch you, they do take experience points, in addition to hurting you. So don't get touched, just in general. It's icky. Here's this guy, he throws maces. He has one eye, he's red, he's angry, and he's just throwing maces his entire life. He doesn't know why. Ganon told him to do it, I guess. And then his life ends. And he'll never know why he was here to begin with. Henry X, this is the Dark Souls of Zelda. Yep, everything has to be the Dark Souls of something. And this is what people say is the Dark Souls of Zelda. Markin Man, you thought he was throwing flowers? I mean, that's an interesting way of thinking about it. Maybe he's just trying to show his friendship, trying to show his love for Link by throwing flowers. But Link misunderstands. Link thinks that he's being attacked. So he kills the monster. And the monster will die wondering what he did to deserve it. It increases the pathos of the game if you think about it in that way. Bibbo, Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls. That is a bold stance. And you have a lot of courage for stating that. I'm getting hit by bubbles. Now it's beeping. It is beeping, and I do not have any health spells, so I cannot stop the beeping. I have to be careful now. So, like, there's that blob. I could easily kill the blob, but now I'm worried that it is going to jump it. No, see? See? My fears were confirmed. By the way, I think Nintendo turned down the flickering effects in this version of the game. This is the Wii Virtual Console version. See? And I remember the NES game had a lot more flicker than this version does. So I think they probably deliberately turned it down. Am I playing with a Wii controller on the side? No, I am playing with a Wii Classic Controller Pro, and that's the main reason I'm playing this version, because I like the controller, but I rarely ever use it for anything. So, this is an opportunity to actually use this thing. I got a bag of pee. Now my life is gonna go up. No GameCube controller? I could use the GameCube controller. I don't think it would be as good for this game, though, as the Classic Controller Pro. I think this is better for what I'm doing right now. And now, my attack's gonna go up. Link has been pumping iron, and now his swings are stronger. Evil Wall, you can't accept I'm not using an actual NES to stream this. If I was using an actual NES, you'd know, because the video quality would be terrible. Because a stock NES can only do composite, so this would look bad. I mean, you could get like a modded NES to output RGB, or you could get the analog NT, which is really expensive. You could do that, if you were really serious about playing some NES games. I'm concerned about these blobs. There we go. Oh, right, and Link's shooting sword is really quite sad in this game. It's really small, it has no length, and it... Hold on, okay, there we go. And, it barely hurts anything. Like, it hurts the blobs, but monsters later on will not be hurt by this thing. I saw someone say get an NES modded with HDMI. No problem. That is an option. You can do that. If you were that serious about NES. There's a fairy over here. I don't need it right now. I probably should have gotten it the first time I was here. If I did, I probably would have not have died. This Stalfos has made bad choices in its life. It's trying to fight me, and its legs are exposed. That's the only place that it can be hurt. It did not think this through. Are some people realizing that the HDMI mod is real? Oh yeah! Get your NES modded with HDMI output. That is real. It is a thing. Bag of pee, which gets me another level. How can the monsters face through doors? They can just do that. It's a thing. Here are curtains, which means a boss is coming up. I'm gonna use shield. And now my clothes have changed, which means that I'm taking less damage. Here is a man whose head is a horse's head. That seems unfortunate, but he's taking it in stride. Whoop, he has like a smile on his face. He's here to make friends. But unfortunately, he is in Link's way. Link needs to put the gem in the forehead of the statue, which is just on the other side of this horse-headed man. He needs to get out of the way, but he will not, which means Link has no option but to execute the horse-headed man. It's sad, but, I mean, there you go. He is dead. And we survive. Galupo, this is not Willy Beamish, what's happening? I don't know what you're talking about. This, I mean, for all you know, this is Willy Beamish. You don't know what happens in that game. My life has gone up. Anyway, the temple is now a rock. It is turned to rock because there's nothing else in there. I took the candle and beat the boss, and that means the temple is now stone. There's no reason to go back. And now I can use the candle to light up my way in these caves. Evil Wall, Willy is playing Zelda. Yes, this is taking place in Willy Beamish. Willy is actually playing Zelda in the game. He is practicing for the Nintari Championships. Here's another bag of pee here. I got it. Why Zelda 2 and why not Zelda 1? Because everyone knows Zelda 1. Everyone knows that game and thinks it's a great game. And like I was saying at the beginning, people don't like Zelda 2. They think it's bad. Well, it's not bad. It's a good game, so we're playing Zelda 2. Here are Octoroks. They have an infinite amount of rocks that they can spit. I don't know where they get them. Like, maybe the rocks are just in their stomach. And they vomit them up. You know, the biology of an Octorok is quite disgusting when you think about it. They're just constantly vomiting up stomach rocks. At you. At you! I killed this Goriah. I got a thing. I got the trophy. I don't know about the trophy yet because I have not been to the town where they say that the Goriah stole the trophy. Sequence breaking. Doing all the pro strats tonight. I'm gonna explore this place a little bit. Don't need that. Let's see. I think look at this right here. No, there's nothing right there. But there is a cave down here. How many times did I play this game as a kid? Oh, I played this game a whole bunch of times as a kid. I haven't played it in a while, so I'm a bit rusty. But, yeah, I did play this game a whole lot. That's a magic container. I have another container of magic now. I can hold more magic. I can hold 5 things of magic instead of just 4. Link becomes ever stronger. Do I like it better than Tutankhamun? Yeah, I would say this is a better game. I would say it is. This is the town of Ruto. She was the fish princess in Ocarina of Time. She had a thing for Link. Of course, you don't know that when Zelda 2 first came out. You haven't seen these names before. And then, you know, when Ocarina of Time came out, then you found out where the names came from, and Miyamoto had it planned the whole time. Like, when Zelda 2 was made, like, he knew. Way ahead of you, I found that magic. Look, I saved the trophy. And that means I get to visit her uncle, who is also chained up in the basement. And now the wise uncle has imparted to me his advanced workout tips, where I can blast my glutes and my quads to increase my vertical jump. This will be valuable to us. I mean, that's just true. It's obvious, but it's true. Don't go south without a candle. Doesn't tell us why, but south is Death Mountain, and we will need a candle if we want to go down there. That's where we're going now. This appears to be the part of the game that a lot of people consider to be where they stop, because Death Mountain is kind of hard. But here it is. In Zelda 1, like, this is the last area of the game. But in Zelda 2, you come here pretty quickly. And it's not actually a dungeon, it's just a series of caves. People talking about the stream skipping. In the pre-stream, OBS was reporting frame rate dropping, so I stopped and restarted, and it is not reporting any frame drops. So my connection has been better ever since restarting. But Hitbox may still be having problems tonight. I saw someone say this is not the Zelda 1 area, that's where you get the hammer. Yes, the idea that some people have said is that the map of Zelda 1 is very small on Zelda 2's map, and is actually the place south of Death Mountain, which we'll see when we get out of here. I'm gonna jump. Look at those gains. Look at my vertical leap. It is intense. I will impress Zelda with this leap. Actually, no, what am I thinking? That was not Death Mountain. We haven't gotten there yet. Here's a fairy. I'm going to eat this fairy. There we go. The fairy has given her life for Link. Yes, I forgot. That was not Death Mountain yet. That was just a normal cave. We have not actually reached Death Mountain. People talking about mobile hitbox working better. That might be the case. I mean, if you wanted, you could view hitbox and both the IRC chat on other websites or other clients than what I use on the website here. You don't actually have to use my webpage. If you already know what the hitbox channel is, and if you know what the IRC channel is, you can get to both of those places yourself. So in this game, blue means tough. These enemies are blue, so they're tougher than most enemies. This forest is riddled with monsters because I am looking for a house in the forest. Here's the house. There's a man who lives in this monster-riddled forest, and I expect he has to be incredibly strong. Bagoo has the note that Riverman needs. You know, they say in life, it's not what you know, but who you know. Bagoo has the connections. He knows Riverman. Riverman is in debt to Bagoo. So Bagoo says, Riverman, you're gonna let Link cross that river, and Riverman is gonna do it. No questions asked. Isn't Hulu or something going to make a live-action Zelda series? I do not even remember what the status of that is. I thought that was not true, and then there was something else about there might be like a Zelda anime, but maybe that was not true? So, I don't know what the status of multimedia Zelda is. Zeldas in other medias. There was already a live-action Zelda series called Legend of Neil. There was, but I kind of doubt that Nintendo endorsed that. I don't think that's what a Nintendo-produced series would look like. Tim Curry is Ganon. I mean, I don't think we could hope for something that magical. But only if Tim Curry has excessive makeup like in Legend. Like, if they just did that, that would be pretty awesome. I'm in a swamp. Anyway, we're in a swamp because we're heading towards a temple that is over here. Why am I murdering birds? Well, all of the wildlife in Hyrule serves Ganon, and they're trying to kill Link. It's like I mentioned previously, the plotline of this game is that Ganon's minions are attempting to kill Link so they can sacrifice him and pour his blood over the ashes of Ganon, who was killed in Zelda 1. And by doing this, they will bring Ganon back to life. I can do this, and like there's a red potion. I don't need that. I can just leave that. Now, there are multiple ways we can go, and I don't remember which way we should be going. So I am just going to try to guess. Here's a Stalfos. He's more powerful than the other Stalfos we have seen. You wouldn't know it by what we just saw, but I'm pretty sure that he can do an underthrust, which I really need to get. I don't have it yet. I have no key. I need to use the keys in the temples that they are found in, and clearly I am not. And there are all these dragon heads. They're being obnoxious. What's with sine wave heads in NES games? I don't know. It was a popular thing. Have heads flying through the air, bobbing up and down. You can't go wrong with that. The hyper-realistic blood. I mean, some of those are not blood. Some of those are blobs. Oh, here are the snakes. The snakes in Zelda are called ropes, which, I don't know, it's kind of an odd name for a snake. I don't know why you would call a snake a rope, but that's what they're called. Oh, look at that, the sucker punch. Hitting me in the knees with the stone. How do I remember all the Zelda enemy names? I don't know, they're kind of distinctive. Plus, when I was a kid, I read the Zelda 1 manual a whole bunch, and it goes over the names of all of the monsters in that game, a lot of which make a return in this game. Yeah, that guy can jump. So yeah, he can do that. And I need to learn how to do that. I cannot as of yet, but I can lure him under these blocks, so I will nullify his jumping ability. Would I survive longer if I just use the shield? Yeah, I could do that. The shield only works for one room. It's the room that you cast it in, so there's not really much of a reason to do it unless it was a lengthy room. Bear Jazz, you're saying Pole's voice was in Zelda 1 and maybe Link's Awakening? Yeah, I don't remember Pole's voice being in many Zelda games. What I do remember was in the Zelda 1 manual, it gives you a false hint on how to kill Pole's voice. It says that Pole's voice doesn't like sound, and what that is supposed to mean was in the Famicom version of Zelda 1, I believe you could use the microphone in the second controller to make noise, and that hurt Pole's voice, but in the US NES, I mean, obviously you can't do that. So you read that and you think it probably means he's weak to the whistle, to the flute, and he's not. So that's some false information, false tips from the Zelda 1 manual, because the NES did not have that microphone capability. Oh, that's why arrows work so well on Pole's voices, says Belina, to make up for the audio thing not actually happening on the NES version. So in the Famicom version, I guess arrows did not work. The Japanese version of Zelda had better audio, too? I wonder why that would be the case. I didn't think the audio hardware was any different. The only game I can think of that had that was Castlevania 3, because it had additional hardware on the cartridge that could do audio. Could do better audio. Now, I think the locked door was over this wise, and I have the key now, so I can go over here and try to open that up. Oh, the Famicom Disk System. It's like, okay, I can use Shield now, since I picked this up. The Famicom Disk System had a couple of extra channels. Okay, so games that used the Disk System had the potential to have enhanced music. I can think of a similar thing happening with the Sega Master System, which the Japanese version, there was an option to have FM synth, which the US version did not. I don't know how many games took advantage of that, but I know Phantasy Star 1 did, and the music on the Japanese version was a lot better than the US. I just know that because I like Phantasy Star. I mean, yeah, okay, I would rather have gotten the experience points, but I guess I can do this. You can kill Bubbles with enough sword hits, but it takes a lot. It's not worth it. So we won't do it. We won't do that. I have 2 keys. Okay, I can go this way. Do you get a fairy for killing Bubbles in the game? No. Bubbles just give you the normal experience points. They do not give you fairies. Speaking of experience points, I'm going to dodge these blocks and grab the P bag and jump up there. You got to go right through there, otherwise you're going to get hit on the head. You're going to get bonked by those blocks. Alright, time for my magic to go up. Fairies from Bubbles was a Link to the Past thing. Yeah, so it couldn't be done here, and it couldn't be done in Zelda 1, because I don't think there was actually a way to kill the Bubbles there. Here's a glove. I'm gonna pick up this glove. For some reason, the Power Glove allows me to, destroy blocks with my sword. I don't know why. I'm not punching the blocks, I'm sorting them. Bird Robot, I like saying P-bag. I really do like saying P-bag. It's a fun thing to say. Look, I'm getting bonked. This is terrible. The Power Glove is so bad, it's true. Though I have heard it called the Handy Glove before, and I don't like that name. That's a bad name. It should be called the Power Glove. The glove goes on the sword. Yes, clearly you are putting the glove on the sword, and here's a flying eyeball that drops fire. It is crying tears of flame. And I'm sorry it's so sad, but we can't be concerned about that right now. Look at this. Look at how much I'm dying. This is nonsense. It's the return of Ganon because I'm so bad. So, since Link is dead, that means that they poured his blood over the ashes of Ganon, and now he has returned! This is terrible. Unfortunately, I don't have the hammer, which means I can't take the shortcut back to where we were. I'm gonna have to take the long way round. You see, if you get the hammer, then you can destroy boulders. And if you can destroy boulders, you can get back to where we were a lot faster. We don't have that. We need a long-range weapon? Yeah, our shooting sword really doesn't cut it. But the only other long-range weapon we can get in this game is fire. Because if you remember, if all else fails, use fire. We can get that, but not for a little while. And even when we do, we don't use it a whole lot. Here's a bag of pee. I got it. I wonder what the in-universe explanation for what the pee bags are supposed to be. Like, obviously the P stands for points, right? But in universe, in game, what are the bags supposed to have in them? Bear Jazz, there's going to be a new Ys game coming out. I heard that, and I do like Ys, so I would like to play some of that. Oh, there's crack? Okay, crack is in the bags? Okay, I guess I should have guessed that. I should have been able to figure that out. Pure Hylian white. You know what that goes for in the open market? Ask Bagoo about that. He's connected. He'll get you what you need. What are the jumping blue things supposed to be? Those things? I don't know what those are. I'm assuming that they probably have a name. I'm sure they do. But I don't know what they're called. I should pick that up. It could be pants bag, because Link doesn't wear pants. I mean, Link doesn't need pants. He is comfortable with his own body. He is comfortable in his skin, with who he is as a person. That's why he has no problem flashing those legs. He rejects the societal norms that say that he should put on a pair of pants. Plus, it's easier when it comes to actually doing the laundry, because he only has to do, like, his tunics and his hat. He doesn't even have to worry about cleaning a pair of pants. It simplifies things so much. What if Link is a girl and just wearing a dress? I'm sure the internet has opinions on the subject of what if Link is a girl. I'm sure there are many opinions that you will be able to read, and YouTube videos that you could watch on people who are sharing their thoughts on that subject. Link is an ancestor of Bayonetta. You never know. Bayonetta surely has magical ancestry. Bear Jazz, some people get so mad about that. It is the case that when you establish an image in your mind of what a character is and should be, and then something happens which indicates that it's something different than what you had in mind, people can get upset about that. Myself, I got over that a long time ago, because, I mean, when it comes to The Legend of Zelda, that happened to me with that cartoon, in which it was a lot different than I had ever imagined Link and Zelda were going to be. So that was my thing. Like, this is supposed to be Zelda? I mean, it's not at all what, I was thinking. And then, you know, it just had to deal with that. It's a real weird cartoon to watch today. Link is, I guess he would be described as thirsty. You might say that the thirst is real. And it's not really something you think about when you're playing The Legend of Zelda. Hold on. I should probably do that before I get that. Where does the Zelda cereal fit in the timeline? Well, all I know about the Zelda cereal is Nintendo. It's a cereal now. No, it's a cereal wow. That was the line. Because you had two flavors with the Nintendo cereal. The Nintendo cereal system, I'm sorry. The two flavors were natural, which was the Mario one, and artificial, which was the Zelda one. And I like the Zelda one. The Zelda one tasted better. Did not like the Mario one so much. Let's see. Which way do I go here? Let's try up. They were both terrible, Smebby? Well, that may be true, but I was a little kid, and it was Nintendo cereal, so how could it be bad? It had to be good, right? No way such a thing could be bad. It's Nintendo brand cereal. I was eating Link and Zelda. So of course, how could it be anything but good? if you've never heard of the Nintendo cereal system before, you can look up the commercial for it on YouTube, and you can see what that was all about. I mean, it was just like a sweet cereal that was Nintendo themed. It wasn't anything special about it other than it was Nintendo themed. But you can see the great commercial for it, and you can understand why children were excited about it. Let's see, I'm doing okay with lives, so let's do this. What? No. That didn't work as I expected. I don't have the underthrust, so I'm gonna need to do this. There we go. Oh, got interrupted, and that's bad. What? That probably wasn't worth it. The best terrible cereal was Oreo O's. I don't think I ever had Oreo O's, but even for me, who enjoyed sweet cereal, that seemed like over the top. Like, like you're just gonna pour a bunch of Oreos in a bowl of milk and that's breakfast. Like even I could look at that and say, no, that's too much. Here is a man who was covered with armor, and I knocked his head off, I knocked his second head off, here is his third head. I'm getting hit way too much, I gotta stop that. This is serious now. I gotta be serious. I gotta stop thinking about Oreo O's. Chat, look at what you made me do. I was thinking about cereal, and now Ganon is alive. He is back. Only excuses. Oops, all excuses. Of course, this gives Zelda, like the actual Queen Zelda who is awake during this period of time, it gives her a clever idea to distract Ganon's minions by releasing a sweetened cereal that will be all the rage among the Octoroks and the Tektites. That's the origin of the Zelda cereal, it's so good that Ganon's minions forget all about trying to bring Ganon back to life, because they're too enamored with the sweet taste of this cereal. It's like tricks, but only for monsters? That's pretty much it, yes. Anyway, gotta stop thinking about cereal, and I gotta start thinking about saving Hyrule. I'm slacking off here, slacking on the job of saving Hyrule. Because you know what the alternative is. Like, maybe Zelda and Impa are thinking about, isn't it dangerous to send Link out on this adventure of Link? Because if we do, and he is defeated by Ganon's minions, they will use his blood to resurrect Ganon. And that's the only thing that can bring Ganon back to life, so maybe what we should actually do is just kill Link ourselves. And then, with him dead, there's actually no way to resurrect Ganon. You know, that when you're a ruler of a land, you have to think about the hard decisions. You know? It's not something that you want to do, but it's something you have to consider. Maybe it's best for the land. Maybe it's best for the people. Because, I mean, the sleeping Zelda is not going to get woken up, but it guarantees that Ganon can't come back. If we killed Link, who would promote Legend of Zelda cereal? That's a point. Link is a great spokesperson for the cereal. He has such a way with words. Does it have to be pure Link's blood? They never really specified. Though, if Link doesn't have any children, and I think he's supposed to be 16 in this game, so he might not. Probably doesn't. That would be the end of his bloodline. And who knows who his parents are? This is medieval times, he probably has 5 kids already. It's true, I mean, you never know. You never know how young Link might have been when he first started getting busy, but, I mean, he's an adventurer, he's a wanderer, you know, he gets around. Like, even if he is a father, he surely never stuck around to raise the kids. So, would anyone even know if Link had children? I am getting rocked by this iron knuckle and this bubble. I like how one of the music instruments just stops playing when you get the beep, because that audio track is now dedicated for the beep. What's the difference between Iron Knuckles and Dark Nuts? When it comes to Zelda 2... Oh, wait. I don't need to go this way. This was the way for the glove. When it comes to this game, I don't think there was a difference between the two. For some reason, they just started using the name Iron Knuckle. And then in later Zeldas, they did have a difference between the two enemies, I think. But the Iron Knuckle in this game is clearly the Dark Nut from Zelda 1. It's clearly the same enemy. There appears to be a debate in the chat about the effectiveness of magical prophylactics. I don't have any expertise I could lend on that matter. It might be the case that there are... You know, I assume that in the world of The Legend of Zelda, and in most fantasy worlds, there's probably like quack sorcery, like magic that doesn't actually work properly. So, I mean, like, that could happen, I would think. Like, you have to wonder, can you really trust this wizard? Is his magic the good stuff? Maybe not. Now, this tag team of the Blob and this Mace guy. Would you really want to bring a child into a world like this? Not really. I mean, in the world of Hyrule, like, what are your concerns when it comes to raising a child? It's not really about what is this child going to do, like as a career. It's more like, will this child live past the age of 3? Or will the child be devoured by Octoroks? Because that could happen. Anyway, here's the guy with the helmets. I gotta be serious about this. Remember, saving Hyrule is no laughing matter. Don't name it before it's 5. Is the reason to do that is so there's no way that you can scream its name over its dead body? And if that's the case, there's actually... I'm doing terribly. If that's the case, there's no way it can die. That was a theory that I had about deaths in fiction. That if there's someone who you care about, and there's a chance that this cat... Okay, I have to stop talking, because I'm having way more trouble with this boss fight than I should be having. Okay, I can't believe that took so... Can't believe I had so much difficulty with the second boss. My attack has gone up. And that means I now get an additional level when I go to this statue. Yep, now my magic goes up. Anyway, like I was saying, it was a theory that I had that if you're a fictional character, and there's another character that you care about, and there's a chance that this character might die, never find out what their name is. Refuse to know what their name is. Because if that's the case, there's absolutely no way that you could yell their name over their dead body. And that will protect them from dying. So, just some advice if you ever find yourself as the protagonist in an adventure story. You could still yell no. You could, but it would be meaningless without the name. Anyway, we're finally out of there. This is where we came from. We can't go through because there's a boulder, so we have to find a hammer so we can destroy the boulder. And we can see here that the rivers of Hyrule are infested with skullfish. You really don't want that to happen. Once skullfish get into the water supply, it's impossible to get them out. Let's see. So Death Mountain is to the south. I'm trying to remember what happens if we go to the east. There's another bridge over there. Oh wait, no, that's just the other side of where we were. We could have gone on here without actually crossing any bridges. Could have gotten to the other side. And that leads to this right here, which was what? It's just a ferry. Okay. Didn't actually need to do that. Zelda whole stream Jack Slate. Yeah, I figure that we're just gonna play some Zelda and see how far we get in this. Why did I make that jump? East 3 is a bad game in retrospect, Bear Jazz. I like East 3. That's another game that everyone says is bad. It's very different from the other East games, but I like that one. This is the town. It's the water town of Saria. The eyes of Ganon are everywhere. We have to be careful. They're spying on us. See? You can't trust anyone, not even old women, because they might be bats. She lost her mirror. This is a weird thing in this game. She lost her mirror, and then like there's a table, and I can stab the underneath of the table, and I found a mirror. I can't really defend that part because there's absolutely no other part of the game where you would do that. But I found the mirror. That means I get to talk to her uncle, who is chained up in the basement, as is the custom in Hyrule. Alright, so that's what I want. I want life, because that does give me the ability to restore my life with magic. How am I not stabbing every table just in case? I mean, that's the thing. Once you find out that you can do that, like there's one part of the game where you can find something underneath a table when you stab it, you're going to be doing that throughout the entire game now, but the problem is there's absolutely no other part of the game where that does anything. Here's a graveyard. Find the handy glove. We did that. Right? Oh. Well, you knew something. You knew how to change into a bat. That's what she knew. Here's a blob. I can hit this blob a whole lot of times, and then it'll eventually tell me where Bagoo is. But I don't need to do that. Bad Robot, what's my other favorite unpopular games? I mean, kind of like all games, I guess? It seems like I like a lot of games that other people do not like, for whatever reason. Anyway, here's Riverman. Okay, Riverman, I'm on to you and Bagoo. I know what you're up to, and if you don't let me through here, I'm gonna tell Impa all about your little operation. That's right, you can help me pass. It sounds like we have an understanding. See? It's all about who you know. And now we're on the other side, and here is Death Mountain. We're gonna go in Death Mountain, which is a maze, but it's an easy maze because you just go to the right. Just keep going to the right. Never not go to the right, and you will find your way through Death Mountain. See? Keep going to the right. Here's an elevator. Here's an angry man with an axe. And we can keep going to the right. Even the blood rivers are infested with skullfish. I mean, I miss the days when Hold on, I have to use this now. I miss the days when Hyrule... Oh, I should probably get that. I miss the days when Hyrule's blood rivers were clean blood. You could drink from the blood rivers without having to worry about getting skullfish in there. Should probably use shield. Hold on. Okay, use shield. This guy throws axes. Hold on. You just kind of need to get the pattern down, and he'll be alright. And I should probably use jump to get this. Now I can use life. And now we just keep going. Someone asking about, what, dinosaur cereal? That does not sound familiar to me. I don't know what that is. I like this guy's fighting style. He just runs at you, swinging that axe overhead, just constantly. He's just going to swing this axe, and if you are in front of him when he does so, it's not his fault. He takes no responsibility. It's your own responsibility to get out of the way of the axe. So you can see how useful the life spell comes in here, as it makes the rest of the game a lot more doable. Of course, then you have to worry about keeping your magic up, but you get magic pickups, so, you know, it's not that difficult to do. Oh, but there's nothing here. Have we come all this way for nothing? Well, this direction anyway. Oh, he fell off the edge. Now we got these guys, and we can't actually hit them because they are too low. Link does not know how to hit an enemy that is that low to the ground as of yet. He'll learn, but for right now, it's just beyond him how he could do such a thing. Jumped too forward, too fast, and now Ganon has returned once again. How many times has Ganon returned now? He has returned so many times. One of these days, you have to figure that Ganon is just going to get tired of returning. Did I get sent to the beginning? Yes. When you get a continue, you get sent back to the start of the game, and you lose your experience points, but anything else that you've done, you do retain. So how much of a problem that is going to depend on where you were and how many experience points you had. Which I think I had over 1,000, so that is a shame. I wasn't able to get up to the next level before dying. What does experience do for you again? Experience lets you level up your attack, your life, and your magic. By leveling up attack, of course, that means that your attacks are stronger, you take less hits to kill enemies. By leveling up your life and your magic, that means your life, when you get hit, you lose less, and when you use magic, you use less magic to cast spells. There's a pea bag. Do you have to play through it in one sitting? No, there is a save. Like all Zelda games, there is a save. So you don't actually have to play through the whole thing in one. That would be maybe a little bit too demanding to expect the player to be able to do that. The Japanese version reset all of your skills when you continued. Could that actually be true? Everything went back to level 1 if you continued? That seems hard to believe that that could actually, that it actually was like that. Nope, I missed that. Eventually, she'll realize it didn't come in, and now I can go back. Yes, now we can do that. Alright, back to Death Mountain. In Zelda 1, Death Mountain was at the very north side of the map. In Zelda 2, it's to the south. we approach it from the north, so most of Zelda 2 takes place in a part of Hyrule that is not, it's not accessible in Zelda 1. Or at least that's the idea. As to why the world map in Zelda 2 looks so much different than Zelda 1. This guy has a very unique way of fighting with his spear. You mean by running forward, constantly lancing with his spear? Doesn't seem like it'd be an effective way of doing it, but I'm not going to question him. He surely has been spear fighting in that way for a long time. These bats are kind of obnoxious. Alright, so, didn't mention it when I was first here, but this is Spectacle Rock, which was where level 9, the last level, was in Zelda 1. So this up here is supposed to be Spectacle Rock. Down here is, is Hyrule from the original Zelda 1. Not the original, there was only one Zelda 1. Why would I say that? There wasn't a fake Zelda 1. No, actually there was. It was called BS Zelda, that's right. There was, okay, so there was another Zelda 1. But I mean, in the actual Zelda 1, this is the part of Hyrule that it takes place in, is the idea. Oh, I'm still alive. I'm not now, though. Alright, this is what I've been trying to get. This whole time, I've been trying to get this hammer. So now I've got the hammer. And the hammer will make things a lot easier for us. Because the hammer can destroy obstacles, if you remember. It did say that before. And this guy, he was waiting. And I wasted some magic. Alright, so that's how you're supposed to do that. I guess it's a good thing that I remembered how to do that right at the end of Death Mountain. Or I could just, just skip this guy entirely. Jump over him. I can do that. Not enough for life. He's just waiting. He's just standing there, just waiting. Okay. This would have gone better if Link remembered to grab the hammer when he went through here to kill Ganon the first time. Well, I mean, that could have been a problem because Link forgot to bring all of his equipment with him when he started Zelda 2, his most adventuresome quest. He should have remembered to bring all of his equipment, and he forgot. Anyway, I have a hammer, so now I can smash rocks, and I can now fall, and then pick up another magic container. The music is repetitive. The battle music, I do like it, but it is a very short tune. So, yeah, it does get repetitive. Anyway, we're out of Death Mountain. That section of the game is over now. We never have to go back. I think someone is asking if I had a guidebook to the game as a kid. I think the extent of what I had was Nintendo Power, which did have... It had stuff about Zelda 2 in some of the early issues, so I probably used that. Oh, this guy's on the outside now. He's teamed up with the Bubbles to fight Link. So yeah, I guess I had Nintendo Power to give me some tips in the game. Here's a graveyard. Alright, now we can advance and make some progress. The graveyard is bigger than all of old Hyrule. Yes, Hyrule does have a tragic history, and you can see it in that graveyard. How many people have died? How many? Anyway, this is the town of Mido, named after someone from Ocarina of Time who was known for just being very annoying. So, I mean, that's not really a great legacy for your town. What's my favorite handheld? I guess the DS, probably. Probably played the most games that I liked on the DS more than any handheld that I had played. I'm gonna think that's probably the case. Here's a little kid. Yeah, there's a raft. He knows that. I don't know how he knows about that. Yep, everyone's saying hello. Unfortunately, Link is not a doctor. I mean, that's never stopped us before. But Link is not a medical practitioner. He really should not be offering any assistance in this. But, I mean, like, maybe if she needs brain surgery, or maybe her teeth need to be replaced, maybe we could help with that. But maybe we should take a look for something else that might be able to help. Does she need elixir? Actually, kinda, yeah. Yeah. Alright, so where can we find elixir? Well, since we have the hammer, we can do this. Gives us access to all kinds of caves that we did not have access to before. Was GBA SP actually good? I mean, it solved the problem that people had with the original GBA, with the backlighting. The SP was the one with the backlight, I do believe. And considering how hard it was to see the original GBA screen, that was something that did need to be rectified. Let's see, I believe that there was another cave over here that had a boulder in front of it. We should probably go check it out. Forgetting I don't have the underthrust as of yet. I'll be getting it soon. So we have now found the elixir. It doesn't actually tell you that's what it is, and it doesn't show up in your inventory here, but we got it. I mean, if you don't know what it is, then maybe you might be wondering, what is this? What do I do with this? But it is actually the medicine that the old woman needs. Wins the Game.com stream. Oh man. A handheld that is most well known for two things, really. One being the horrible commercial, in which basically it's insulting its customers. The second one being that it actually had a port of Symphony of the Night on it, which always surprises people because the Game.com was a garbage system, and people are surprised that that actually had a port of that game on it. Yeah, I've never actually used a game. It's pronounced Gamecom. Well, I mean, the dot might be silent, but that's not how it is these days. You pronounce the dot. So, I've never actually had a game.com. Maybe I should try... I mean, even if I did get one, how would I actually capture it? Capture video? There's no way of doing that. So I guess there's no reason to actually try to do it. Anyway, I have the medicine. So that means I can now talk to the old man who is chained up in the basement. We know how that works. We've been seeing that happening. I have Fairy. Fairy is now mine. This word will give me power. It is the power of Fairy. K-Vector, can I use jump to get into the church? Indeed. I can use the power of jump. Can I use it here to get up that? Yep, no. Oh, actually, it wasn't the previous screen, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. So now, if I can... Okay, there we go. And now here's something unusual. Instead of an old man chained up in the basement, there's a young man chained up in the basement. Link is now thinking, of course! It's so obvious! I can stab down when I jump. Why didn't I think about that? All this time, I could have been doing this. I like how the wizards are giving Link, actual spells. Like that guy, he doesn't actually give Link anything. He just says, just aim down when you jump. Just do that. Because Link never thought to do it himself. Anyway, I can do that now. But I can't cross this. I can't cross this because I need a raft. And to get the raft, I need to get into the fourth palace. But how do I do that? Well, I should probably investigate the very conspicuous grave over here. Uh-oh. I'm in a graveyard. There are ghosts. Ghosts are no good. So I can do this. This is King's Tomb. So there's someone who tells you what it is you're supposed to do here. And I guess I missed that person. But you have to... Hold on. I'm just going to kill some ghosts. You have to walk down here? Where is it? Should probably go back to the town and see who can actually tell me about this thing. Because these ghosts are relentless. Yeah, let me go back to the town. Because I'm losing a lot of health. Why are the gravestones crosses? Because the land of Hyrule has been illuminated by the word of Jesus. Maybe you should learn a lesson from Hyrule. Alright, someone can tell me about this thing. There's someone who says it. How weird. Ask error. What does Error know about it? Alright, let's go find Error. Let's ask him. Does Hyrule have a period where they have modern technology? Well, not yet. I mean, who knows what'll happen in the future. But maybe someday we'll get a version of Zelda that takes place in the future of Hyrule, and we get to see what their advanced technology looks like. The sword beams are not advanced enough? Well, I mean, the sword beams are more magic than technology. We need to see what technology in this kind of world would look like. Anyway, I believe this one's Rudo. Town of Rudo. It sure is. Alright. Error, where are you? It's supposed to be Errol, isn't it? No, it's supposed to be Error. Error and Bagoo. And Bagoo is actually supposed to be Bug. So it's Error and Bug. That's deliberate. South of King's Tomb is a tunnel. Okay, so I just had to go straight south? I guess I was not remembering that correctly. I thought you had to go left or right a little bit. But no, it looks like it is just south. People talking about Spirit Tracks. That's one I have not played. I don't hear good things about it. Like, people tend to say that Spirit Tracks was not good, but I don't know why. Anyway, let's go south? No, that's not what we want. We don't want ghosts. Ghosts need to get out of here. There it is. We want pits that we fall down. And now, finally, we can use the word that will give us power. We can achieve our dream of becoming a fairy. And now Link knows how to kill one of those things. Alright, now sometimes when we hit these statues, we get a red potion. Other times we don't. Other times we get an Iron Knuckle who wants to kill us, so it can go either way. Someone talking about a post-apocalyptic Zelda. I mean, basically that's this game. Like, this is the post-apocalyptic Zelda, where everything went wrong. And we have to adventure through this blasted wasteland. I mean, there are trees, but you don't really see... it doesn't really seem like the people here have a good life in this version of Hyrule. Do I have a favorite Zelda? I mean, basically, you could really go to any of the first 4 games. Zelda 1, 2, Link to the Past, or Awakening. You could really go to any one. Don't remember which way I need to go first, but let's use jump to get back up there. I could go to the right. Do I want to go there yet? Actually, this is the point where I don't really remember what the layout of these dungeons are going to be like. Which way I should be going. Some people talking about Link Between Worlds. Yes, Link Between Worlds is very good. I would suggest playing that if you haven't. It did get some criticism, I remember, for being a rehash of Link to the Past, but it takes what they did in Link to the Past, and it is these guys gonna have to take these guys out because I have to keep turning around to hit him with the sword. Link Between Worlds goes in its own direction, using Link to the Past as its basis. Never played Minish Cap myself. That was one that I wanted to try, but never got to. Why do the armadillo people not give you any experience? That's just their way. They're obnoxious. They'll take yours, but they won't give you any of their own. So, they're just inconsiderate in that way. Anyway, we have found our first blue Iron Knuckle, who is annoying because he shoots swords. There's a bag of pee down there. I think we're gonna go for it. That could have gone better, but at least we did it. Let's see how much pee we get. Only 100, but I guess it was worth it. Oh, no, can't use jump. I have to go back out the hard way. And yeah, I guess since I don't have jump, that means I can't make these jumps. I can just barely make this one, I know. Okay. Let's see, can I make these up here? Hup. Okay, yes, just barely. There's nothing I would do, nothing I wouldn't do for a fat bag of pee. It's true. Pee bags are my weakness. Oh, is this the boss? We're here? Okay, I didn't realize that this is where I was heading. I'm at the boss. It probably means I'm gonna die, because I don't have much health. I didn't get the item, which means we're gonna have to come back in to get that item. Anyway, the boss here, it's Iron Knuckle on an iron horse. He jousts, and then I just, use my underthrust, like that. But when he gets to mid-health, he's gonna jump off his horse, and things will get hard, because he's gonna start shooting swords at me. How come I don't get a horse? Well, unfortunately, this version of Link never gets his own horse. He never does. See, I'm dead. There you go. Let's head back. Because I still need to get the item. Yeah, I do have one key. So that means I need to go through the locked door at the beginning of the level. Come on now. Jump! There we go. Yep, here it is. Didn't need to get that magic at all. Probably should have used some life or something before I picked that up. Alright, my attack goes up. It's true, the bag of pee paid off in the end. I got a raft. It's just sitting here. So now Link is going to shove it, like, in his pocket or something. He's just going to take this raft with him. I remember the Zelda cartoon. The excuse that they had for why Link was able to do this was that he had a bag of holding. They didn't call it that, but that's what it was. It was a magic bag, and he could shrink items down into it, so he could take those items with him. So, like, he could have a lot of items on him, like in the game, and he could just, pull it out whenever he needed. That's the explanation that makes the most sense. All this stuff for a raft? Yeah, maybe Link could have just made his own raft. I can think of someone who could give some tips on raft building. How to build a quality raft. I think we know someone who knows something about that. Is Zelda a D&D spin-off? Well, I mean, the original Zelda did seem to have some D&D-ish elements. I mean, basically, doesn't all video game fantasy sort of come from that, even if it's just a loose inspiration? Anyway, here we are at the boss. Let's turn our shield on. I imagine this boss is probably pretty difficult if you don't learn the downstab. I'm not really sure what you would actually do. Don't have any magic for life, so hopefully I can finish this. Alright. The maximum levels, by the way, are 8. And that was the third dungeon? Third dungeon, right? It's actually third dungeon out of 6. There are 6 statues. Hold on. Actually, I can see there in my inventory, it says I have 3 gems left. I start off with 6 gems, and I have to put them all in the foreheads of statues. And then once I do that, then that unlocks the binding force that protects the Great Temple, which is where the Triforce of Courage can be found, or as it said at the beginning of the game, Triforce number 3. No, number 3 Triforce was what it called it. So that's the objective here. Didn't the first game have 9? Yes, the first game did have 9 dungeons. Anyway, we're taking a raft. We're here. We're over here now. The other half of the map, of the overworld map, and now there are Tektites. We cannot kill the Tektites, because in this game, Tektites can only be killed with fire. We don't have it. Here's a town. It's named after Nabaru. She can't help us. What about her? No. What? Her? No. Her? She can't help us either. Her? Trying! Look, I'm trying, but it's not easy. We can all dream. We can all dream. If only we all had boots that allowed us to walk on water. You know, I can't. Can we really help her with this? We all need fluids and water to survive. We actually can help her. Here's a fountain. Lady, you realize you live right next to a fountain. We have water. Alright, so now we can talk to our uncle, who is also chained up in the basement. If all else fails, use fire. I wonder if she just hangs out all day in front of her house, exclaiming how thirsty she is, looking longingly at the fountain, and hoping someone will bring over some water. Alright, we'll go to Darunia and talk to a man. Oh, here's like a bat? Well, he doesn't say anything. If we hit the bat a whole lot of times, the bat says something, and I forget what it is. That sounds... No, I mean, the River Devil actually doesn't do anything, despite what that lady said. Again, we're trying. Oh, right. So, what do? Well, we could go to the right, but here is water, and we cannot walk on water, even with boots. We could go north and see what's up there. We could go south. And there's the river devil right there. Like, I can go up to it. It doesn't do anything. We're just hanging out. I could try this cave. And I could use the fire spell. So now I can shoot fire, and that hurts the Tektites. Can you fight the river devil? No. River devil will not accept your attempts to fight it. It just ignores you. Here's a scorpion. Like, it opens its eye, and, you know, it shoots fire. I guess technically it's a goma, if you want to get technical. And you have to hit it in the eye, but, I mean, let's not bother with that. Are River Devil and River Man good friends? It's hard to say if they're friends or if they would be rivals, if they would be enemies. River Man versus River Devil, who wins? Let's see, what was down here? There doesn't seem to be anything down here. I forget if there actually is. Doesn't seem like there's any hidden spaces. I mean, at least we can see where that temple is, but it doesn't help us right now. Except we can see that the temple is on an island that there does not appear to just be a path to. So how do we get there? Well, maybe we need the boots. Can't we just use the raft? No, unfortunately, we can only use the raft on a dock. The raft cannot be used in any other way. I mean, look, I don't make the rules here. That's just how it goes. I think that lizard is also only vulnerable to fire and nothing else. Let's see, there's a couple ways we could go here. We could go to the left, which is where a town is. We probably should head that way first. I seem to remember it being kind of difficult to get to this town. A lot of ambushes on the way. This town must not get very many visitors, considering how difficult it is to actually get there. People talking about Star Trek captains? Because it sounds like they are. Let's see. We're now in the mountain town of Darunia, and we can see that the sun is beginning to set. I guess the game takes place over the course of one day. And now we're starting to reach the end of the day. Oh. She did not want her town saved at all. She was a minion of Ganon the whole time. Anything under here? No, there is nothing under that table. The devil does not like noise, so maybe that's a hint for us. She can't help either, unfortunately. Oh no, the child has been kidnapped and is on the island. We have to get the child. Where could that knight be? Let's see, I'm trying to remember which of these... I remember what we have to do, but just which screen we have to do it on, I'm not sure about. So let me walk around a bit and see if I can recognize it. Because we want to find that powerful knight that lives in the town. Might be this screen. Yeah, okay, I can get on there, then on here, then on here, then on here, and we're coming down the chimney. There we go. Look, the front door may have been locked, but that is not going to stop Link. When Link wants to talk to you, he will find a way in your house. And then this guy just wants us to get out of here, so he says, yeah, just press up when you stab, and now we can do this. And Link is all, man, I can't believe I never thought about that. Learning so much today. Who chained him in the basement? Well, there's no one here. I think that guy just likes hanging out in the basement. I don't think he's being kept here against his will. Upstab is not as good as downstab. It's true, the downstab is very useful. Upstab, not so much, but we will need it, so we do need to get it. And I could see people are talking about the horrors of Voyager. Why would you want to remember those horrors? I'm not sure. Like, people talking about Q getting married to Janeway for reasons? We all know that Q's one true love is Picard, so I don't know why they even tried to rewrite the story there. Voyager was at least trying to feel like old-fashioned Trek after DS9. DS9 tried to do something different, and I think that it did a good job with it. I mean, you think about like how Next Generation followed the footsteps of original Star Trek, being, you know, this voyage across the galaxy, meeting new life and such. You couldn't really just do that again with another series. So it was good that they tried to go someplace different with it. There are lizard men in here. These lizard men are hanging out. I guess they would be called Lizzlephos. I don't remember if they were called that here, or if that started... Here's a kid. The Lizzlephos kidnapped the kid. Kidnapped the child. The child is now here. We are carrying the child probably on our back. And talking about 7 of 9, well, the reason why 7 of 9 was introduced into the show, well, that's clear, but Seven of Nine ended up being one of the more interesting characters on the show. By the end, it seemed like the only characters anyone cared about were Seven of Nine and the Doctor. So I think that says something about a character that was introduced solely for sex appeal became an actual character on the show. Yes, Link holding the child up over his head. And, I mean, that just shows you what Link thinks about the child. To him, there's no difference between this child and any of the items that he is carrying with him. A candle, a raft, a baby. It's all the same. It's all the same to him. I mean, the sad thing here is that we don't know why the lizard kidnapped the child. Maybe the child was, didn't have a great home life. Maybe the lizard man was trying to rescue the child from the home situation. And we just looked at the lizard man and we just saw something other than ourselves, something other than human, so obviously evil. And, we acted on our assumptions. So for all we know, maybe this was just a tragedy that just happened. Maybe Link just murdered that lizard man and is bringing this baby back to just a bad situation. Anyway, this magic will strengthen a shield. We have the reflect spell. People talking about Odo. Yeah, Odo and Quark had great back and forth. And that was something that worked really well on Deep Space Nine, those two characters. Where's Magic Lady? The Rock as a space wrestler in Voyager. Oh, there she is. Yeah, The Rock with his guest appearance because Voyager was a UPN show, and I think SmackDown was on UPN, so there was a little crossover going on, and it was just bad all around. It's just bad all around. Isn't it about time for an intermission? Well, we could probably just keep going. Oh god, that's not a joke? No, it is not a joke. The Rock did have a cameo on an episode of Voyager in which he was like he was like a gladiator. It's the return of Ganon. That's probably for the best, that I can just get my lives back before I go into that palace. Anyway, yeah, he was like a space gladiator, and in the episode he was in, he has a fight in the Colosseum against Seven of Nine. And he does give Seven of Nine the rock bottom. So that's something you can look up if you want to see it. I seem to remember Major Roddenberry. I forget how you pronounce her name. Major Roddenberry. She was not happy with that episode, if I remember correctly. Any matches I'm looking forward tomorrow at Fastlane? I have no idea what any of the matches are. I guess I'll find out when I watch. Because I have a subscription to the WWE Network, so I really should watch WWE Fastlane live on pay-per-view and the WWE Network tomorrow. It's this thing that's gonna happen. I should probably watch it. Yeah, it's not going to be difficult to find that clip on YouTube. look up, Star Trek Voyager 7 of 9, The Rock. It'll come up. I make so many good purchasing decisions. Clearly I do. Do I watch Lucha Underground? Well, I would, but if there was an easy way to actually see the whole thing, like you can see parts of it on YouTube, but I don't actually have a way of watching the entire thing, so I never actually try. Like if there was an easy way to watch that entire series, I'm sure I would give it a chance. Here's a magic container. Lucha Underground will be on the iTunes store soon. Well, I mean, if it gets some better distribution, I would be interested in watching that because it sounds like my kind of thing. If people have not heard of Lucha Underground, it's basically like, what if Mortal Kombat was wrestling? I don't mean in the terms of like violence or blood or anything like that. I'm being more of like the storyline. It's kind of like that. Alright, which way do I go? Anyway, we got these whiz robes. And the only way to fight them is to use the reflect spell. I won't bother using the magic for that now, though. Look at this guy. He's hogging the bag of pee. Oh, okay, he's out of there now. Get out of there. Come on. There you go. Whoop! I forget if I needed to make that jump. Actually, I forget what you do in this palace entirely. What the correct path is. I do not have a key. There's no reason to do this right now. People keep describing DS9 as grimdark. I'm really not sure why. It's not at all. There's like a war storyline, but it's really not what anyone would describe as grimdark. Can you pick up the fire? You cannot pick up the fire. Link cannot hold the fire in his hands. The station wasn't very well lit. It's true. It was a Cardassian-made station and was not as friendly looking as the Federation-made starships like the Enterprise. Seem to remember at the beginning of that show them remarking about how nonsensical some of the design decisions of the Cardassian space station is. Like how there are just like in the hallways, there are like little ridges coming up out of the floor, and like you could easily trip over them, and it didn't really make any sense. Yes, Kardashian. The Kardashians made the space station in Deep Space Nine. There's all kinds of lore that we could go over, but I mean, we only have so much time tonight. Alright, I think I'm going to try to play it safe and make myself a path going in, instead of having to come out and deal with these guys on both sides. Okay, like that. I'm gonna just take care of him right now. Look, you two. I know you all want a piece of the link, but there's only so much of the link to go around. Oh, guess I need to use this. Alright, so I have one key. Right, this is where I tried to make a jump and did not make it. Maybe I should just use jump magic to make sure I do. What? Forgot! I did not have jump magic! Jump magic ended! This is not the one that I already did, I think. It looks like it. I can't even tell. It's a different path that I took to get here, though. Oh no, this was a different one. And this one has one of these. Look, you're gonna have to get out of the way. I'm sorry. Maybe we should. Well, all else is failing, so let's use fire. Fire does not work on him. Look, they said if all else fails, use fire, and that's what I'm using, and it is not working. Alright, let's see, let me go back to the beginning of the temple, because when I was there, I could have gone left or right. I think I went left. So let's go back there and go right and see what we get. Wizrobe? Where are you, Wizrobe? Alright, well here's one I know I haven't been here, obviously. Alright. I guess I'm gonna need jump. Oh, that P. Tempting me. Dare I try to get the P? Well, it doesn't matter now, does it? No, it still does, because now I'm still in this room. Someone mentioning the price of Nintendo games at the time. Yeah, the reason why these games were so hard at the time was because they're short games if you can just go right through them. So they had to be hard, otherwise you'd beat them in a day, right? Challenge went down in video games when the length of them went up because of the increased amount of content that you could have in video games due to storage space and whatnot. There wasn't a need to actually have them be so hard anymore, because you could have like an RPG that lasted 40 hours, even without there being much in the way of challenge. Still have one key, okay. Alright, so even if I die now, at least I got up a level. Dorian actually completely missed the fact that you were supposed to level grind in FF games. I think I was able to figure that out pretty early on in my RPG days. Like, the first big RPG I played was Phantasy Star 2, and, oh, here's the boss. I did not get the item. What is the item in this game, in this temple? I'm trying to... Oh, the boots. I didn't get that. Maybe I should just try to fight him right now anyway and get this out of the way. Oh wait, no, wrong. This is the wrong boss that I was thinking of. I need Reflect for this guy. Fortunately, I just had barely enough for Reflect. I was thinking about the level 5 boss. Someone mentioning this boss is real hard. Look, if you don't know what you're supposed to do here, it's pretty hard. Anyway, yep, I have to go back in, because I need to get those boots. Beetle talking about the FF9 mobile port. I wondered about that, how that came out, saying that it has a fast forward button, which seems like that is a good, a good feature for a game like that. Let's see. This is where I first went, right? I think... Did I go... This room looks familiar. Did I go right when I first entered this or left? Okay, yeah, this was the direction that I went. Then I came back out, and then went down the left. Alright, I went this way, and then I eventually went down this elevator. This was what led to the boss. But did I only go one way when I got to this fork? Don't think I went in this hallway. Results in a key. Why do I need this key? Where is a door that I have not encountered? Whoop! Ah, okay. Ganon is returning. He has returned. Fortunately, I did beat the boss before that happened. And I did get that key, but I have to figure out where is the locked door that I use this key. Because that's where those boots are going to be. How are they going to get your blood out of the lava? That's a good question. I didn't think about that. They must have some way of purifying the lava and separating your blood from it, so they have your blood so that they can sprinkle on Ganon's ashes. Oh, they just sprinkle the lava on Ganon. You know, I didn't even think about that. Like, that counts because your blood is in the lava. That's clever. That's thinking outside the box. You would make a good minion for Ganon, because you get things done. You get results. Would he then be Lava Ganon? Possibly, but I wonder if that would be an upgrade over regular Ganon. Alright, we're back here. Now we're really going to need to figure out how to find this one room. Actually, oh, hold on. I can probably get a red potion from that, can't I? Nope, not this time. This time it's death. So I had gone this way. Maybe there's a room I did not find the first time I had gone to the right-hand side of the temple. Because I feel like I probably have covered the left side. So I did make the jump from here. Like this one, I had used jump magic before, and I made it to the other side. So let's fall down. probably was down here before. But let's see. Should probably do this. Can you go... Oh, this is the one. Yeah, that's right. I was here, and I did not have a key, so I just turned around. And now we have the boots. Dorian X, your son apologized to you for cutting into your watching other people play video games on the internet. I mean, really, it's... I would say that really he should apologize, because that's important time. That is important time for you to get in your watching people play video games time. Whoop, and down I go. The children need to learn, that's correct. You don't interrupt the time when your parents are watching other people play video games. Just like when I was a kid, I did not interrupt my parents when they were watching other people play video games. All right. This has not been going well. We want to keep those two heads together. We don't want them to go apart, so I will not hit them. It is tempting to strike them with my downstab, but I will not. Evil Wall, you better teach your son about Zelda and why old games are great. It's true, this could be a good time for you to bond with your son, get out, the Hyrule Historia, which I know you have, go over the timelines and say, see son, this game is taking place during the timeline of Ruin, in which the hero of time in Ocarina of Time failed, so the world falls into ruin, and this ends up happening. It's very educational. Spade Samael, your 5-year-old came down and asked if this was Link and where are his hearts? And it's true, this Link does not have hearts, he has squares, which is not quite as good. He does get hearts, but they turn into squares. I just realized there is a very relevant ad on the chat widget right now. You're one click away from having a great time with a pretty girl. How true it is. See? One click. Oh wait, this was the wrong pretty girl. I did not mean to go in there. I wanted the one that was going to heal my life. Here's the one click. Alright, now that we have the boots, we can go over here and do this. We can walk on the water. I also want to go south somewhere. Somewhere around. Someone asked me if I'm going to see the witch. I heard... Oh, actually north. I want to go north somewhere, I think it is. I've heard of it, but I don't really know anything about it. People seem to be saying good things. That just goes back up here. Let's see, where is it? There's something that I want around here. What is The Witch? The Witch is a movie. It's coming out soon. It's a horror movie. Apparently it's good. I don't know. Let's see, I need to find the invisible path. Here's the one. You can only walk on certain water tiles? Yes, you cannot walk on all of the water. Only specific water. I assume those are the shallows. Because I can get the heart container. P. Busy, the witch is about a pilgrim-era family who move into the woods to make their own farm, and a witch lives in the woods and ruins their lives. Well, that'll teach that family. You should stay out of other people's property. Here's another temple. There is nothing in this statue. And once again, being able to turn ourselves into a fairy is invaluable. However, fairies cannot pick up keys. I mean, you could see that key was as large as the fairy. How is the fairy supposed to carry that? If I remember right, there's a part where you can fall through the floor here. Or maybe that's in another room. Where does Link put a key that large? Well, in his bag of holding, I would assume. Yes, behind the raft. He's holding the raft on his back. It's like a backpack. Did I like Deadpool? Yeah, Deadpool was good. I liked it. Oh, there's something up there. Probably want to use some jump. Deadpool was a movie that could easily have turned out badly, but yeah, I thought they did well with it. And is doing surprisingly well at the box office. A lot of people watching that movie. Don't know how many of those people realized what the movie was before they saw it. I think that they did well with the humor in that movie. Like, that's something that could be difficult to pull off, but I think that they did well with it. Since Deadpool's whole thing is that he's obnoxious, that could easily go badly. The actor survived Green Lantern. Yep, I mean, Green Lantern, certainly something that could have been a career killer, but Ryan Reynolds seems to have pulled out of that okay. I have no keys. I should remember to come back here later. Also, I think that was probably the best movie iteration of Colossus as of yet. I do like Colossus's, the version of Colossus in this movie. Also, the CG around his eyes work really well. Like, the idea in this was that they wanted to do the thing that you see in comic books where the mask has just like white eyes, and it makes no sense because why would it look like that? But that's like a thing that you see in a lot of comic books, or if you think about something like Batman the Animated Series where he just had white eyes. So in this movie they decided to actually do that by CGing his face around his eyes, so you can have the white eyes, and you can also have the mask sort of emoting a little bit, like you can see his facial expressions underneath that, and it works really well. I mean, that's probably something that's going to be done in a lot of superhero movies now, because it worked very well. Alright, I have a key now, so let's head back up here. Oh wait, not that way. Up here. Quakerin saying Deadpool was originally created by Liefeld. He was, but it's kind of a weird thing because the thing that people like about Deadpool, which is the writing, really Liefeld didn't have anything to do with that. Like, when Deadpool was first created, he was a more serious character. Oh, I died. The Return of Ganon. Ganon has returned. It's getting a little late, and I think that this is probably as far as I'm going to make it in Zelda 2. So I think that was a fair amount. I mean, I probably would have made more progress in that if I didn't die so much during the second palace, because that took up a lot of time. But yeah, so that was just some Zelda 2. Like I said, this was a game that I liked a lot as a kid, and a lot of people do say that this was never a good game, which I never really understood, because I thought Zelda 2 was positively received at the time when it first came out. It seemed like people enjoyed it, even though Nintendo did go back to the overhead style with Link to the Past, and it continued on like that. Though, a lot of elements from Zelda 2 were revisited when Nintendo went to 3D with Ocarina of Time. Which, I don't know, maybe not a lot of people have not noticed that. Like, a lot of the combat seems like it was had more in common than Zelda 2, than the overhead games. But yeah, that's Zelda 2. That's Link's most adventuresome quest. The most adventuresome quest. There are no other quests there in which there is so much adventure. Like, you can forget about your Ocarina of Times, you can forget about your Skyward Swords. There's far more adventure in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. And on this title screen, where we see a sword lodged into the cliff, which is actually, that's not in the game. There's actually nothing like that in the game where we get a sword from a cliff, so, it's there. Maybe that's someone else's sword. So, yeah, the objective of the game is to complete the 6 palaces, and then you're able to go into the 7th and final palace, which is huge. 7th palace is enormous, and it's a big maze, and then at the end of it, you fight Shadow Link, Dark Link, which is the first time he appears in the series, and he's made reappearances down the line, but this was the first time he appeared. Will I continue Zelda 2? Maybe. We'll see. Maybe we'll see in coming weeks if I want to. Maybe if I want to try to complete the game. I'm not sure about it. Didn't really have much of a plan going into the stream tonight. Just wanted to try playing a Zelda game, since, of course, like I said, this was Zelda's 30th anniversary, and I'm sure there will be a lot of people playing Zelda games. But this was the one I wanted to play, since this one does not get as much play as the other early ones, like Zelda 1, like Link to the Past. So I do hope you had fun watching the most adventuresome of quests. Why didn't I play Wand of Gamelon? Oh, we will. Don't say that sarcastically. We're going to return to Gamelon someday, because we didn't finish that. It's going to happen, so don't joke about it. We're going to go back to those CDI Zeldas, whether you want to or not, and why wouldn't you? Because we need to finish those. It'll happen when you least expect it. So, yes, this was my most adventuresome stream. Okay, so I think that's probably going to be it for this week. That's going to be it for tonight. Let's see. As far as this next week will be the final Saturday of February. So, of course, we take a break from the stream on those days. So that means that the next stream will be in a couple of weeks. Most likely we'll return back to Willy Beamish, Sin and Punishment, and DOS. And maybe we'll continue on with Zelda 2 to try to finish that. Maybe we'll do that. Just see if we can see the rest of it. In the meantime, of course, there will be more Witness videos. I do want to continue doing those on a weekly basis, as I've been having fun playing through the Witness. There's some games that I've intended to do demo friends on for like a little while now, and I've never gotten around to it. But hopefully, maybe I'll get to it this week. We'll see. Oh, and by the way, you'll be in awe of these smoking hot characters. Like, I'm not going to say one way or the other about how much in awe you will be, but the ad does not lie. And, let's see. I mean, I guess it's the same sort of thing that I've been saying for the past few weeks. There'll be a Witness, probably Demo Friend. I'm continuing to prepare for the next LP. So, those things are still happening. Oh wow, the ad changed already. We can meet and date beautiful Arabian girls here. I mean, there you go. Do it! It's telling you you can. And that dude was ripped, yes. What's the update on Midnight Stranger? I did think about that. Midnight Stranger, well, the last thing I saw, it was getting a few more pledges, but it wasn't getting enough, since it's around halfway through the Kickstarter, but it's not halfway through the amount that's needed, so yeah. Let's see. Tanoy saying 1750, yeah. So it has gotten a few more pledges, but that is not enough to actually make the deadline. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like they've been getting pledges from a whole lot other sources besides us. So unfortunately, yes, the SGF bump only goes so far. It's true. You only expect so much. Like I think our stuff was like 9% of the goal. So I don't know if it's not looking that good for them, which is unfortunate. I would like for Jeff Green and company to do more stuff, but so far it does not look like that one's going to make it, unless they're working on some other funding source. But I don't know. Let's not assume anything. It doesn't really look like it's going to hit its funding goal. Oh, so should have made mode the main goal, maybe. But Midnight Stranger was the one that did have more of a positive response when it first came out. Had more positive reviews, and mode is the one that's known for having like a really bad review in PC Gamer. So maybe it was considered Midnight Stranger was the better bet, but I don't know if that's the case. So let's see. Yeah, like I said, nothing really new going on. It's just going to be the normal videos as I prepare for the next LP, and hopefully that can get going in a little while. Still preparing for that one. And I guess that's probably going to be it. Can't really think of anything else to say other than this has been the stream for the 30th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've had fun. And I hope that you have enjoyed the most adventuresome of quests. I'll see you in a couple weeks, and yeah, we'll see what we do. We'll see what happens. But for right now, that's it for tonight. That's it for the week. That's it for the next 2 weeks. So I'll see you next time.